the podcast. Nobody's safe.
All right, Safe Fam. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast Nobody's Safe Part 2, What to Tolerate versus What Not to Tolerate. We're going to get back into this topic with my guests, Lee, MJ, and Dakota. Their social medias are located in the description box, so follow them on Instagram.
Okay, so you were saying in a situation with a friend and spending the night, like, situations like that shouldn't even... Like, yeah, somebody from a long time, because, like, my male friends that I hang out with like that, we've been knowing each other since we were babies. So, but...
Right.
They don't sleep in my bed. They sleeping on the couch. Well, I got my own place. So, like I said, the situation happened like that is because the motherfucker got roommates and they end up being in the same bed. I want to be able to trust it, but in my situation, dude slept with that person before. So it was like, anyways... That's not some shit you fly. I told him that I don't like him being friends with that person because they have history. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, this person is not beneficial to your life. Like, why do you have to keep bringing this person around you? Like, they're no good. They're not even a good friend. Like, y'all gotta drink.
You got all right to feel like that. You got all right.
I wouldn't have the balls to ask you because she'd come over.
Yeah, like,
you'd be surprised how bold y'all could be when it comes to bringing another female around.
You said he slept with her though already, and he told you that.
Well,
I had
to dig it out of it. I had to kind of like act like, that's what I'm saying. Like with me, I'm just like, when I feel like something is weird, I don't say nothing at the moment until something weird happens. Like, dude FaceTime me and he in the bed with the person, and I'm just like, okay, now this is something to be like, okay, so this is weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, you throwing it in my face. I didn't even have to find out. But it's like, again, that feeling of knowing something is weird when it comes to the friendship. And then it's just a matter of time when y'all do stuff, it gets blown up in your face eventually. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I already felt weird about the friendship, and then eventually it just got thrown in my face. So now a reason for me now to approach it and be like, okay, I don't like this. I don't want you being friends with this person in this way. You can communicate with them, but this stuff is not something to tolerate. You know what I'm saying? Boundaries need to be set. Don't hang around them like that. It's like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do that with me. Maybe not smoke, but drink. You can do that with me. That's no. Sleepovers, nah. That's weird. That ain't normal. But y'all do stuff like that.
I mean, not everybody, but I feel you. We do shit like that. We definitely do stuff like that. I ain't gonna say. I had this situation in my relationship where I introduced my girl to like all my lady friends. I got a lot of lady friends too. One is actually here at the crib with us. I introduced her to all my lady friends, and later down the line, you know, not all of them. So let me excuse myself. I ain't introduced her to all of them. Later down the line, you know, I was trying to introduce. Well, she came back like into my life. She wasn't like around when we started dating. Mm-hmm. And, you know, she felt like, oh, where this girl come from, you know. And I was telling her, like, yeah, I knew her from college before, you know, I met you, you know. And we started sort of kicking it, and she just, like, started feeling some type of way. You know, she didn't like how our relationship was, like, growing type of thing. Would you call it insecure?
Kind of, because she's, like, continuing to question it. It just depends on, like, y'all relationship, like how she feels. Like it just has to be a reason behind it to question it. Like if there's no actions behind it, that's kind of weird. Like, you know, for me, like we went to the movies. Oh, you and the female friend.
Yeah. I'm saying that's what women like to do. Like we was trying to kick it, you know, and she was like, you know, women don't play basketball. They don't play 2K.
Hey, I play basketball. I don't play 2K.
Right, word. That's cool. I mean, you ain't finna be outside trying to have a pickup game with me every time you want to kick it.
Okay.
So, we share type of hobbies. We share activities that we both can like indulge in and enjoy. And it was, perhaps the movies. And she was like, "Oh, that's our thing." We go to it's like, come on now. Like, we go see special movies. We go see the Marvels. That's our thing right there, the Marvels. You feel me? But it just became a consistent situation that developed into a problem.
Well, how long you been friends with the girl?
I was friends with her, I'd say 3 years before I met my lady. So that would make when it became a problem, it was a year in.
That's not something. I mean, why would y'all need to go to the movies?
What? It's the movies.
No, I mean, no. Honestly,
I went to the movies with this nigga. Why would I go to the movies with Dakota? It's all type of questions you can spark up about the movie.
I mean, it could be so innocent, but it's just like, why though?
A dinner date is questionable. Why are y'all going to Ruth Chris? I think that's more of a question than saying like, why are y'all going to see an hour and 30-minute movie and y'all not even gonna be together all day type of thing? Dinner take, preparation and all type things. You can go to the movies, look like a bum. You come as you are. It ain't nothing special to it. It's not. It's just
I like the movies. The movies are special to me, but
it is. I mean, y'all tough.
You know what I think solved this problem?
It's unnecessary. No, it's just unnecessary. Like, I'm not going to the movies with my male friend, like, and not thinking that my boyfriend is gonna have a problem with. Like, it's just like, what are you going to the movies for? Like,
but look, this what solved this problem. When a person in a relationship cool with the friend, that's when all these problems go away. Like if you and your nigga dating and you cool with his female friend, you're not gonna give a fuck who's gonna matter. They damn near invite you and you be like, nah, y'all go ahead. When shit like that happens, that ease all that tension.
That's happening.
That's how it be. It's when you don't know the motherfucker or you ain't invited. It's like, damn, y'all ain't invited me.
You're right. That's possible.
That's what really be going on.
Yeah, that's possible when you're like kind of friends with your boyfriend's female friend. Like, you wouldn't feel that way. But if you don't really know him and it's like, I'm not going, and then
everybody
now Pete, I told you she came into our relationship like a year in. So my shorty wasn't really feeling it. You feel me? She thought she had met everybody. She was hanging out with some of my lady friends already. So she was like, "Oh, you don't need no more friends," type thing.
And they couldn't get along. That's the only.
No, they could get along. She just wasn't trying to hear it. Like she didn't want no more friends. I was at my limit with the women I already.
Oh, you already had enough female. Okay,
so she say. So there go the boundaries, and all the rules and regulations and things.
I guess if she's cool with it, like Dakota said, if she's cool with the female friend, then it kind of would change her mindset about that situation.
Yeah, when y'all all in the same social circle, it's different. But when motherfucker get to like, I don't like her, you can't. Then that's when y'all really get in y'all feelings.
The bad thing was I felt where she was coming from. Like I totally understood, but I don't think she truly understood where I was coming from. Like my intentions, my pure intentions. Like not to say that she felt like I would do something I shouldn't, but more along the lines of like, it's a boy and a girl. What can they do? The possibilities are endless. Yeah. Like he was looking from that type of perspective instead of like, I should trust my boyfriend with this woman that he tried to introduce me to, but I wasn't going for it because.
Well, then I guess it just depends on the scenario. Because honestly, if my dude was telling me he was going to the movies with one of his female friends that I already knew of, depending on how the scenario of it, of like how they just ended up going to the movies together, that he couldn't just go with me. I mean, I guess I wouldn't be mad. Like if I was at work and he just like, oh, I'm going to see this movie, and she wanted to see it too, and I'm like, oh yeah, go see it.
So it just got to be some spontaneous. Oh yeah, this just happened. You can't plan a movie with your friend.
I mean, okay. I guess then depending on what kind of movie it is, because if it's a movie you feel like your girl wouldn't go see, but your female friend would go see, that's another thing. I'll be okay with it, I guess, because I'm like, well, shit, I wouldn't go see that. He can go with the female friend. Mm-hmm. And what if it wasn't that case? Like, Bleed.
So I gotta have a specific movie. Okay. See, this is
the question is why do you need to go to the movie so bad? What is it about the movies? Why you can't go nowhere else but this movie?
We did several things together. Y'all don't want me going in a walk in the park.
The real
you don't
question
want me going to walk in the park.
The real question is why y'all ain't comfortable with y'all man doing something with his friend. Why it matter what sex they is?
I did it with Gian.
There's just certain things that you say that are special, that are important, that have value when you only do it with one female. You chose the one female. Do all the cool stuff with the one female.
That's totally understandable.
Make her feel special. That's your female.
Do all the cool stuff with one female.
Do all the things that are like sentimental. Do all the sentimental things with the woman that is more sentimental. Like you have more feelings for. So the movies. See, if I would have had this podcast talk 2 years ago, maybe, it's dawning on me right now. I'm learning. You feel me? But then at that time, I was like, it's just the movies. And she was asking those same questions, like, why y'all need to go to the movie so bad? I couldn't even answer that then. I was just on it's just the movies. Like, it ain't nothing serious. Come on. And then she was like, oh, so when we go to the movies, I thought that was our thing. So I was downplaying it for her. But actually still going with somebody else. So,
what is MJ saying? What you saying? Motherfucker, your man should only go to the movies with you? Or you saying one female friend? You saying you?
I mean, I've never thought about this. So it depends on what movie. Like if y'all just going to see action movies.
We gotta go see Benjamin Button.
If she's just like let's just go see movies.
50 Shades of Grey with the
Can I go see 50 Shades of Grey with my guy friend?
Nah, that's understandable. That's the only exaggerated scenario.
I'm saying every question you have.
That's tough. You can't go. Nah, that's tough.
That ain't right.
Hell no.
But Moana or something, y'all good.
Right, that's what I said. It should be it should be depending on
no cartoons. You said no cartoons?
You already saying it depends on the movie, so now I'm picking movies that
I ain't even think about it like that. The movie.
That's not that it should, because it's right. Okay, so if you planning a movie with her, so is it like a certain movie? That's why you chose to go with her and not your girl?
He's saying no cartoons because he don't want y'all to share the cute little cartoon stupid things that y'all do between each other with your guy friend. And that's the same thing we want. We don't need you having these cute little things that you could have with us, but now y'all have inside jokes and y'all are closer and
my male friend are with your woman. Story, so if another one,
we went to go see stupid movies. You know what I'm saying? I kept the marbles for her. Like, you know how serious marbles are? Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
I feel like we do that because you ever heard the saying, absence make the heart grow fonder? Like, we just be around you, only going out with you all the time. It's going to get boring. If we take a break and go hang out with our other friends, when we come back to you, it's going to be a whole nother experience.
Like, see, you can't come back with a good story with your girl like you had too much
fun and more fun than you ever had with her.
You won't believe it.
We had the time of our life.
Well, at the end of the day, it really does. It depends on how much you have trust in that female, though.
You say, repeat that. What you say?
For me, if you have a good female friend, and I know that female friend, and you could just sense their energy, you could just feel them out a little bit, then it's cool. But I feel like guys like to have a whole bunch of these random females around. Mm-hmm.
What you say?
Just like you said about sleeping over somebody's house, am I allowed to walk in that house at 12 at midnight while y'all are asleep? Because if I am, then go ahead, have a sleepover. If I'm invited, go ahead and have a sleepover. But if I can walk inside her house,
sleepovers.
I agree with that. Yeah, that make more sense. Like if she was on a cordial level with the person, if I knew homeboy type thing. We play basketball together. Like, you introduce me to your homie that you want to go kick it with. You might stay out late with, but I already played 2K with him, and I beat him in 2K. I gotta beat him. If he better than me, I don't know. He got skills, but still, if I can just develop some type of relationship, you right. That
always make it smooth. When everybody in the same social circle, it's cool. When you don't really know the person, you like, what they doing? I don't know what this person like, how freaky they can get. You feel me?
So what me and Dakota was talking about in one of the rooms in Clubhouse, I had mentioned that can you be friends with somebody that you had relations with, that you were intimate with in the past? Can you still be friends with them?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
After being in a relationship, like if you're in a relationship with somebody, like how are you telling your partner that, oh, I'm still friends with this person, but we had an intimate relationship like years ago? Like, how long ago? Does it matter how long ago it is, or it doesn't when it comes to that situation?
I'll let MJ answer that.
Yeah, MJ.
I'm gonna get mine out the way just because it's gonna be quick, because I haven't really had too many relationships. I would just say everything is about trust.
Yeah.
That's just it. And if I can't trust you, I don't need to be with you. If I'm questioning anything and I can't bring it up to you, you can't make me feel some type of comfort about it, or you want to rush me off because you think this is BS or you invalidate my feelings, then at that point, we don't need to be together, period. Like, you're not here for my happiness.
Yeah.
And you're looking for it somewhere else. No, thank you. But yeah, I haven't had too many relationships, so I don't know if somebody could tell me to do something. I'd be so in love that I'd do it, because I think that would be a forever thing. But most likely it would be a no.
No, you wouldn't like tolerate your man befriending a female that he had like an intimate relationship with? Like,
oh no, I would keep being friends, because I wouldn't let him not let me be friends with other people.
Oh, okay.
I would. That's not hard-headedness though, but like I said, I haven't been in too many relationships to really have this get brought up, so I don't really know.
Lee?
I say yes and no. I'm gonna go with a yes and no. Yes, purely because when you're more mature about it, when you go about it the mature way, and you know where the relationship stands after the relationship, then ain't nothing wrong with knowing that you benefited from a person, and there's still qualities to enjoy about that person.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're not an enemy. You're not here to make we're not here to make a million enemies.
Yeah.
You feel me? Things just didn't work out. I still can deal with that person if I walk past them. If I was in a party and I bumped into them. So of course I'll probably, still be friends with them. If they needed something, they were in dire need of something. I love that person. At one point, I ain't gonna shade my love. You feel me? But then again, I would say no at the same time, depending on if you still got feelings for the person and you just, suppressing your feelings because you got to get over a relationship. Mm-hmm. If you got to know that you got to move on and you're just suppressing it and you pushing it under a rug, I don't think you should be friends with that person purely because you're going to do things, maybe out of spite. You're going to do things for a specific reason. All in all, if you got feelings still, mm-hmm. and, you feeling some type of way, it's just not going to work out because you're not going to be trustworthy.
You're still hanging out with this person. It ain't no, we're just friends. We associate, we're hanging out.
Okay. If we are friends, if we break up and we still kicking it type thing, or if my girl's still kicking it with her ex, like that's what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we in a relationship?
Yep.
That's cap.
Shit dead.
That's cap.
That shit dead.
You fucked on me.
That's over with.
Dude, that's so fuck cap.
That's done data.
Go be with the nigga. Fuck wrong with y'all.
This ain't gonna work, baby.
What's going on here?
This
ain't no love triangle.
No. Okay, so my scenario is that okay, so I dated a guy 10 years ago, and we started hanging out. We've always been in communication with each other. First of all, we've known each other since we were kids, and we dated when I was like a teenager, and that was like maybe 2 years. It didn't work out. Maybe 5 years ago, we reconnected through a funeral. I went back home, and from there we started hanging out. You know, we don't live in the same city, but I feel like we only hang out because of a mutual friend. I hang out with his mutual friend. Me and his mutual male friend, you know, same thing. We've known each other since we were kids, and him and I have been hanging out. But since, you know, the funeral of me and him reconnecting, even though we've always been in contact, I feel like we only hang out because since that funeral, and also we have that mutual friend. So we hang out when we come in town. Like, we're not even all in the same city. So that's how we get together. So when I was in a relationship, I had to tell my dude about the past, you know, but I wasn't going to tell him because I'm just like, you know, when you have your person meet somebody, they got to be somebody you with. For me, I'm like, you're not going to just be meeting my people and we ain't serious. So I'm like, okay, if we serious, I might want to tell you about me and this person past. But that was like years ago. And I feel like we only hang out because of that mutual friend. I don't feel like we would ever really hang out, which is fine. Like, because again, we've always been in communication with each other. Because again, we're like family, really. You know what I mean? So again, I had to tell my dude about the situation, and he's cool with it. But it seemed like every time we have an argument, he want to bring that up. Like, you got me around this dude you used to fuck.
I mean, that's not fair. I mean, what you doing not fair though. That's not all the way fair. You feel me? It's not fair. You sort of making an excuse for how you can still be around the person. Oh, it's because of a funeral and a mutual friend. That's like me making an excuse about the movies. Oh, it's just a movie. It's just a hobby. You feel me? Some stuff, you know, you just got to snip in the bud. Yeah, you know, you got to cut that shit off. You got to exit out.
Okay. So if you feel some type of way about that, about us hanging out, guess what? Like, the boundaries could be made. Like, if you don't want me hanging out with this person, that's cool. So if y'all was in that same situation, for you wouldn't hang out with that female because your girlfriend feels some type of way about that girl. And then, mind you, like, I'm in a relationship, he's in a relationship. I've been around his girl. Like, yeah,
things can still happen. That don't defeat the purpose of things happening, you know. But I feel where you're coming from. That's a tough decision to wanna have to make.
Dakota, how did you feel about it? So if you was in that situation, for you, or if it was, well, obviously, I mean, if your girlfriend was in the same situation as far as with me, how would you feel about that? How would you respond to that?
Summarize the situation again.
Basically, him and we dated 10 years ago. 5 years ago.
Well, you say what happened 10 years ago?
We dated.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
5 years ago, we reconnected from a funeral. Mind you, we've always been in contact, but not like, oh, we talked all the time, but we never like, oh, it's been years since we talked. It's never been one of those because we always been in contact. But again, 5 years ago, we reconnected because of a funeral. And I say that since that funeral, him and I have hung out, but it's through the mutual friend. It's never been just me and him. Never.
So would I allow my girl to do that?
So I was in a relationship and I had my dude meet him because he came in town, you know, for my birthday. And I'm like, you know, if he's going to meet him, I need him to know our little past. You know what I'm saying? That was 10 years ago. He was cool with it. What I'm saying is just like, when we have an argument, about him kind of doing something similar, but it's not similar, this nigga want to be like, you had me around your dude, you fucked.
It's a two-way street.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm petty. I'm be like, if you want to be like that, let me go hang out with my girl from 10 years ago. That was every action. It's a reaction. Like I'm petty like that, but I mean, in theory, I could be at the point where it's like, you know what, hang out with dude. As long as I get to meet him and I get to check his temperature, you feel me? Hit him with a Bad Boys 2 moment, meet him at the door with gang. Like, what's up, bro? Oh, you actually? Oh, okay. Then,
but she said he hung out. He met homie.
He met homie, but that don't mean he liked him. Like you feel like it depends on how he was. He
been around him twice. He was
right. You gotta play 2K. Like it ain't. Just we gotta really be cordial, and then I'm gonna probably want to do the same thing. Let me introduce you to Babe from back in the day.
Still got the right to bring up.
Do he still got the right to do what?
To like throw it in her face type thing when
we have an argument and like when he try to do something similar, like
bring it up. How? Like give me an example. Like how? Why would he do that?
So he'll bring it up if he tell me a scenario like he tried to bring up that one of his high school sweethearts from the past hit him up and invited him to Thanksgiving. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Why he breaking that up? He telling you he declined or something?
No, he was just telling me as if he was thinking about going. And I guess...
Oh, y'all right. Now he just
you don't see the signs, right? You don't see the signs of him feeling some type of way from the jump.
Right. That's the signs. He
Okay.
basically saying, I should go and do this. He trying to put it in your ear, like, how would you feel if I went and did this? He trying to give you a taste of your own medicine. He trying to let you know how you feel it. Even if you not doing nothing with him, he's still going to feel some type of way. You feel me? Like, you feel me?
Y'all dating.
Motherfuckers in their 20s. Y'all ain't 40, 50. Like, y'all wasn't dating that long ago, so.
So basically, he acted like he was cool with it, and then he was not.
Right. And that was a sign. That was a sign when he said the little Thanksgiving stuff.
That's it right there.
He putting it out there like, I could go do this. He trying to see how you gonna react. He wants you to get a little jealous so you get a taste of, you feel me, how you made him feel a little bit.
It didn't work because I was just like, okay, but why? Like, but it's just like...
But you might be more secure than him. He really just said that because off the principle. Like, he was trying to give you a signal without saying it directly. You feel me? Like, I wasn't really comfortable with that. So
you can't really, feel no type of way about it. Because you getting away with what you want to get away with. You're actually still in the vicinity of your ex. So at the end of the day, him not actually doing it and speaking about doing it versus you actually doing it, he got the right to sort of feel like that,
Well, in this case, I mean, at the end of the day, whatever somebody don't like when it comes to something like that I do, like I wouldn't do it. Like, it's not a big deal. You don't have to try to come up with other scenarios and try to compare it and make it an argument. It's just like, okay, if you didn't like it, then that's that.
Did you ask him again if he was really bothered by it?
He bring it up all the time. So I'm just like, I mean...
He asked you a specific question.
Huh? Did he
ask you a specific question?
MJ, you said
did you ask him?
No, because I'm like, when I told him about him, that was just that. Like, he was around him twice. Like, we hung out, like, all of us as a group. So I'm just like, I mean, I don't feel like I should ask that. Like, if you feel some type of way about it, just say it. Like,
not always that easy.
And it's like, I won't talk to him. I won't hang out with him. Whatever the case may be, it's not a big deal. But don't try to do the same thing I'm doing because it's not the same.
That's why communication is key. Like, he could have just let you know straight up, but he probably was on some I don't want to say insecure or something. But
he played his lane too, hanging out with dudes.
Yeah, he was on some lane. He wasn't telling you. He could have just told you straight up, I ain't comfortable with this. Like, we need to sit down and talk. That's another thing. Like,
yeah, we
back
talk.
Back to the original topic.
We talk, but the problem is we talk, but the problem is that when that comes up, it's like always like a throw in the face type thing. Like, if he do something similar, then that I'm confronting him about, that is some fuck shit, then it's like that gets thrown in my face. Or you hang out with that friend. And I'm like,
Okay.
Can I ask this question?
Yeah.
How many times in a relationship do you tolerate somebody throwing one specific thing in your face? Like, if he keeps doing it, is there a certain time where you're like, okay, I can't handle this no more. If you don't trust me, get.
Yeah, insecure. That shit
or you just gonna keep hearing it?
Well, I mean, if it's about the same person, it ain't a big deal, because I mean, it's not like I'm hanging out with this person. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I have to hang around these male friends. It's just that scenario that he put himself in, because it's not like I dragged him in, and it's not like I brung those male friends around him. He invited himself around them, and I just told him about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even want them in the same room, but since he was okay with meeting them, that's something he put himself in. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't bring these male friends to him. He brought himself. So I don't feel like it's a, I can't tolerate him keep bringing it up, because he doesn't have to always bring it up. He just bring it up if he do something similar. Like, he's keep doing something that's similar to mine, that's just this one person. It's just like, I'm not hanging out with this person all the time. It was just that 2 times. And if you're not obviously putting it out there, you wasn't okay with being around him, hell, I don't have to be around him. But it only comes up when there's an argument.
That's insecure. Instead of like telling you straight up what the problem is, he's steady just trying to get his little revenge and do little petty stuff.
Yeah, that's all.
But then you gotta think about it like this. Imagine sex. Okay, what's better than having sex one time?
Having sex 2 times.
Exactly. Exactly. What's better than 1 time, 2 times? You feel me? So it ain't like you just like, oh, I was hanging with my mutual friend. We had mutual friends. It happened 1 time. I just kicked it with homie 1 time. I don't really care about that. You made it an effort to do it twice, type thing. So I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like if I was in his shoes, because I've been in relationships, if I felt some type of way about it, I wouldn't have hung out with homie, and I definitely would have expressed how I felt.
Right, that's all he went back. Like, I feel where he come from. That's just what he messed up at. He ain't tell you the truth, and he on some fake love shit. Want to hang out with him? He should have just told you how he felt.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I was just like, where is this all coming from? You hung out with us like twice. And I'm like, okay, if you don't want
now you all confused because he giving you a false narrative, like you acting like y'all cool with him. Like that's why the truth will set you free. That's why honesty that destroys relationships.
So what's something you wouldn't take from a man? What's something you wouldn't take? Like what type of quality wouldn't take?
I don't feel like it's necessary for a guy to try to bring, like, I guess this is like the dating stage. Like if a guy I'm dating just so happened to have me around another female that he dealt with before. Because I don't feel like that would even happen if I was in a relationship with this person. But I just, having me around another female that you dealt with before is just like, why would that need to happen?
So why would you do that to him?
You got my boy
right. Wait a minute.
That's a double standard.
No.
My boy fucked up.
I'm a little confused too, because you went straight into that scenario.
Like, how would I
Wait a minute.
You even brought him around. You should tell him like, nah, this ain't that bad. I'm not gonna take you around my ex. Like, nah, I don't care. Like, you should have known.
See, part of that on you. He should have communicated to you, but you also should have been aware enough to know, like, if it was the other way around, how would I feel? You feel me? That's another part. I got
to sip to that. That's crazy. That's tough.
And she just said it like she knows. I know if it was the other way around. See, that's crazy. Wow.
No, it's different to me. Like, at the end of the day, what's the difference is that, like, I would, like, be understanding, and whatever he don't feel comfortable with, I'll be like, okay. But that's the problem. He didn't say anything, so I thought it was cool. Versus me, I will say something, and then he'll throw in my face, well, will you have me around? And I'm like, oh, I thought everything was cool. So, like...
Can we also say the other side of that he might be gaslighting you? That he might not even really care, but he's just putting it in your face so that way he'll have something to say as his own case against yours?
Yeah. No, niggas always want a backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
For why? Like, why would y'all even do that?
Like, he don't even really care.
You said he don't really care?
Because what?
Because maybe, you know, you want to soon enough, I don't know, do what you want to do. You know, I'm not saying that you do what you want to do, Felicia. I'm saying, like, you did what was beneficial to you at the time that you thought. You hung out with a friend and you hung out with your ex. You thought that was beneficial, so you did it. You know, if you didn't think it was beneficial, it didn't, you know, it wouldn't have wasted your time or anything like that. You know, you probably wouldn't have partaken in it. So, you know, maybe he's just like holding that get out of jail free card because he want to do what he want to do, or he'll have the chance. And so he'll take that chance knowing that, you know, you got the chance to do it exactly what you felt.
It almost puts us in a situation that, or anybody in a situation that it might affect the relationship, when it's just like you're going to let somebody else affect your relationship because of your assumption of the relationship. When it's not like I'm fighting for my friendship with this person. I'm just telling you who he is and what the past was, and you acting like you okay. If you're not, then that's when you can decide if you feel like you could be with me or not. I never said that it was an issue if he didn't want me to befriend him like that. You know what I mean? So it's just
Let me ask you this though. Say he told you straight up, I don't feel comfortable with you being cool with this person. Yeah. What you gonna do? You gonna break up with your nigga, or you gonna cut that dude off? Like, what relationship you gonna value more? That's what I feel like he could have did if it was that much of a big deal to him. So what you would have did in that scenario? I'm
like, well, okay, I don't need to hang out with him then. That's that. Like, I'm not.
See, but y'all been in communication. So you don't feel no type of way about, like, really actually cutting him off and not being in communication with him ever again?
Why would it have to be like that?
Because that's what Dakota just basically said. He said, your boyfriend, the guy you're dating, is telling you that, you know, he ain't feeling it. You know, he don't rock with it.
He wants you to completely cut your friend off. You just gonna do it.
So y'all would say that. So you two men will say that. Y'all would tell me that I should cut him off. Like, don't ever talk to him.
If it's that big of a deal to me, then yeah.
I mean, I just told y'all I know, but I just told y'all the situation, so y'all would feel that way. You would tell me, or, you know, any girl.
We don't know how we gonna feel until we in that position. Well, we don't know how we gonna feel until we in that position.
For 500.
Well,
I'm putting myself.
I mean, it's not a big deal, but I mean, I don't really talk to him like that to make it seem like it would be a big deal for me to just cut it off. But, like, she'll probably hit me up from time to time just on some funny stuff. Like, we don't really talk like that. It's not like we text all the time, or, you know what I'm saying? It's always random joke stuff. So, like, if
you're looking forward to his messages, you looking forward to him?
No. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm glad you played devil's advocate to Ashley, because she said, "Sure, I'd cut him off," but you still texting him. That ain't cutting him off. Why you ain't?
I know, but I'm saying, like, if it was
funny jokes, I cut him off till he made me giggle that one night. No, you see,
I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all how we communicate. So I'm just like, if it's that type of communication, like if he's just sending me a random meme out of, like, maybe 2 months that we heard from each other, like.
You gonna LOL it?
Or you gonna listen to your man?
And it's funny as hell too. The meme funny as hell. It's dire.
You crying tears. You gonna cry your tears and then get off the floor and block them? Or what?
You sending that cry laughing emoji.
All right, Safe fam. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast Nobody's Safe Part 2. Stay tuned for Part 3 of this episode, What to Tolerate versus What Not to Tolerate. And make sure you subscribe to all of our social media platforms on Instagram, the podcast Nobody's Safe, Twitter, TP Nobody's Safe, and also our Facebook, the podcast Nobody's Safe. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more and upcoming details. Leave us a comment, like the video, and let us know what you think about this part. See you next time for Part 3. Peace out.